I don't think it undermined anything with the strategic Bitcoin reserve. That effort is still alive and well. There is a proposal for the U.S. government to start to hold Bitcoin. The U.S. government, like many countries, they hold reserves in a variety of different assets, gold, oil, rare minerals like palladium. And I think they have like maybe 27 different reserves.
The United States adding Bitcoin to its national reserves could propel the price of BTC to unprecedented levels. With Donald Trump back in the White House, the concept of a strategic Bitcoin reserve is rapidly moving from speculation to serious conversation.
We would have an asset that's growing in value while our own dollar is decreasing in value.
Country now holds 232,000 Bitcoin. We think that Trump could bump that up to over 1 million.
Proponents say that Bitcoin's limited supply and decentralized nature makes it a strong hedge against inflation, much like gold. Furthermore, adding Bitcoin to national reserves would diversify the US asset holdings, spreading risk and creating a more balanced portfolio. Trump himself suggested that such a reserve could help tackle the US massive national debt, using Bitcoin's potential for long-term growth to strengthen the country's financial position. However, Trump's vision for a Bitcoin strategic reserve is fairly broad. It could just mean the US would stop selling the Bitcoin it has already confiscated during criminal investigations. This stockpile alone could significantly contribute to a future reserve.
USA crypto reserve exposed. Will the government's Bitcoin hoard crash the market or fuel the next rally? The US government is sitting on one of the largest Bitcoin stashes in the world, over 200,000 BTC, worth billions. And this week, new details are emerging about what they might do with it. If they decide to sell, it could send shockwaves through the crypto market. But could this actually be the catalyst for Bitcoin's next big surge? Or are we looking at a short-term disaster before the real bull run begins? Welcome back to your channel name, where we cut through the noise and bring you the most critical crypto updates, straight to the point, no filler, just actionable insights. If you're serious about staying ahead in crypto, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's get into it. How did the US government amass so much Bitcoin? The US didn't buy Bitcoin, it seized it. Most of these holdings come from high-profile criminal cases, including the Silk Road bust, 2013, over 144,000 BTC confiscated from the dark web marketplace. Bitfinex hack recovery, 2022, the DOJ clawed back 94,000 BTC linked to the infamous hack. Other seizures, from ransomware attacks, drug busts, and tax evasion cases. At today's prices, the US government's Bitcoin treasury is worth over $12 billion, making it one of the biggest whales in the market. What will the government do with its Bitcoin? Historically, governments don't HODL. The US has previously auctioned seized Bitcoin to private buyers, like in 2014 when Tim Draper bought 30,000 BTC from the Silk Road seizure at just $600 per Bitcoin. Imagine that ROI today. But this time, things could be different. Here's why. Bitcoin is now mainstream. With ETFs, institutional adoption, and regulatory clarity, dumping billions in BTC could destabilize the financial system. 2. The US might hold as a strategic reserve. Some speculate they could treat Bitcoin like digital gold, keeping it as a long-term asset. 3. Controlled sell-offs. Instead of flooding the market, they might drip-feed Bitcoin to minimize price impact. What happens if they sell? 3 possible scenarios. Keycap, 1 short-term panic, long-term opportunity. A sudden large sale could trigger panic selling, pushing Bitcoin below key support levels. But institutional whales, BlackRock, MicroStrategy, Fidelity, would likely buy the dip, stabilizing prices. Keycap, 2 market absorbs the shock. If the government sells gradually, the impact could be minimal, especially with Bitcoin ETFs now soaking up demand. The halving April 2024 will reduce new supply, counteracting any extra selling pressure. Keycap 3, a bullish twist, government hodls. If the US holds long-term, it could signal legitimacy, encouraging more institutional adoption. Imagine if the Treasury announced they were keeping Bitcoin as a reserve asset, price would skyrocket. The bigger picture, Bitcoin's resilience. Bitcoin has survived. MT Gox collapse, China bans, SEC crackdowns, exchange failures, FTX, Celsius, etc. Every time, it bounced back stronger. So even if the US dumps its BTC, history suggests it's just another buying opportunity before the next all-time high. What should you watch for? Small blue diamond wallet movements, any large transfers from government addresses, small blue diamond official announcements. Will the DOJ or Treasury reveal a sale plan? Small blue diamond institutional reactions. Will big players like MicroStrategy buy more? Small blue diamond regulatory signals. Could this lead to new crypto policies? Final thoughts. Bullish or bearish? A government Bitcoin sale could cause short-term fear, but long-term, it might be the last big discount before the next parabolic rally. What do you think? Will the US crash the market or hold? Drop your predictions in the comments. If you found this breakdown helpful, smash that like button, subscribe for daily crypto insights, and let's keep the conversation going. See you in the next one.